Bearing versus direction. So I'm going to have all about bearing this side, direction this side. The colors got nothing to do, like in bearing is bad and direction is good. What I want to show you is for the same position, we can have two different ways of indicating where that is. Please don't confuse this with the Cartesian plane, and I will just refer back to that later on. So when you talk about bearing, we always start at north. So bearing only refers to north. It's sometimes called a true bearing. In later stages, you might even learn about magnetic north and magnetic bearing. So when I look at bearing, I always start at north. So I'm going to say my first point here is start at north. Start at north. And then we're going to measure always in a clockwise direction. So measure in a clockwise direction. So going from north in this direction. Therefore, my measurements will always be between 0, which is up there, and 360 degrees. So my range is between 0 and 360 degrees. Let's have a look at an example. So let's just draw this one. I'm going to draw a line there and ask, what's the bearing of this point? What is the bearing of that point? So what I do is I know from there, I'm going to measure in a clockwise direction. Now I know that is 180. What I need to know is need to know what is the direction, or what is the angle from there to there, and this is the angle is 20 degrees. So if this is 20, from there all the way around it's 180 plus this 20 degrees. So I will say for this, the bearing of this point here is 180 plus 20, so that's 200 degrees, and we put a T there to say that's the true bearing. Okay, so always start at north, measuring in a clockwise direction. So what is direction then? Direction, what we're going to do is we're going to break this up into our compass bearing, sometimes called compass bearing. And what compass bearing does is it starts at north, and then we go east, south, west. So to work with my direction, it is always the distance or the degrees east or degrees west from north or south. Okay, now that might need to we might need to explain that a little bit further. So I can only measure from north or south, either west or east, or either west or east. So if I want to say for this point, what will be the direction of this point? I will start at south and then go towards that point. Now this was 20 degrees. So the bearing, the direction of this will be starting at south, going 20 degrees towards west. So these 2 points will take you to exactly the same thing. That will be the bearing, that will be the direction. So let's just quickly have the direction. Direction is either east or west from north or south. So it means we start at north or south. Which one is the closest? If it's on this half, it's south. If it's on that half, it's north. And then measure towards east or west. Right, the range. I will always have, my range will always be 0 to 90 degrees. If it's on this side, if it's in here, it will be north, something towards east. If it's here, it will be south, something towards east. So it can never be more than 90 degrees, because if I go past 90 degrees, it will then be north towards east. So my direction is always between 0 and 90 degrees. It either have north or south in the front, and it either have east or west in the back. What you have to be careful of is the following. Let's put another line in there, and I'm not even going to measure it. I'm just going to say, let's say that is 20 degrees. The biggest mistake people do with that is they say, what is the bearing? Okay, so the bearing, that's not the mistake they do. The bearing will be, this is 90, this is 180, this is 270. 270 plus 20 is 290 degrees true north. And that is 100% correct. However, when we are looking at the direction, the answer is not west 20 degrees north. And the reason is I have to start at north and go towards either west or east. It's closer to north and south, so I have to start with north. If this is 20 degrees, it means that this angle will be 90 take away 20, which is 70 degrees. So this will be 70. So the direction for this point will be 90 north, 70 degrees towards west. The only other thing that needs to be that you need to know is that we can also, with direction, give general direction, which is always halfway between the two. So I'm going to use that. And we're going to say that halfway between north and east, we find northeast. Halfway between south and east, we found southeast. Halfway between south and west, we say it's southwest. And halfway between north and west, we find northwest. Just remember, if this is 90 degrees from north to east, then it means that this is 45. So the true bearing, if this is 45, the true bearing will be 45 degrees. If this is 90 and this is 45 halfway, then 90 plus southeast on a true bearing will be 135 degrees. And so you can work out, this will be 180. 180 plus 45 will be 225 degrees. That will be 270 degrees, as you should know. This will be 180 degrees. This is 90 degrees. And then halfway between west and north, add another 45 to 270, and the answer is 315 degrees. North is 0 degrees. So just general wind direction. So if they say northeast, it means halfway between north and east. It's important that you understand this concept.